why do this transaction even prior to the pilot program?
You know, Melissa, I've been around exchanges a long time, and the number one thing traders look for, and in particular institutional traders, is reliable, predictable liquidity. And I give Brendan a lot of credit. I mean, he's an inspiring entrepreneur and just a smart guy. And he and his team came up with this concept of taking the liquidity pools in DeFi that provide this more reliable liquidity and turbocharging it with a $9 billion balance sheet, which is roundabout the balance sheet that we'll have day one when this business closes. I mean, for your viewers, this is an opportunity to invest early in a digital asset market structure business. I believe it has a lot of rewards. I'm going in as CEO of this business full time. Certainly, any business with significant potential rewards also has significant risks, and I encourage your viewers to study those as well. But I think this is a big idea as time has come. Look, I've said this before. Digital assets are here to stay. The smartest engineering talent is going into digital assets. Digital assets are solving very important problems. Anybody who tells you they know exactly how it's going to turn out is lying or delusional. But in general, you're going to see more and more interesting use cases, more and more dollars go into the space, and being able to provide predictable liquidity with a $9 billion balance sheet and teaming up with this visionary entrepreneur who I referred to feels like a really great opportunity to me.
Brendan, how should viewers view Bullish in relation to the companies they may be more familiar with, like a Coinbase or a Binance, et cetera?
Yeah, so Bullish is really focused on passing a lot of the beneficial interest to those that actually provide the underlying liquidity that creates the network effects of exchanges. As Tom mentioned, we're combining kind of the market architecture of DeFi-based concepts and bringing that to the high-performance central limit order book. So we're kind of bringing together the third-party bids and asks you would normally find on traditional centralized exchange, but then augmenting it with that deep liquidity that acts as a portfolio rebalancing function for those that are depositing into them. So the whole space is really converging around this concept of automating and integrating rent-seeking layers and driving value back up to those that create the network effects of these platforms. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here with Bullish, but in a regulated and compliant environment where big institutions and advanced retail can feel that their capital is safe and they're not in possession of any other types of money that they don't want to be in possession of.
Brendan, why go public? Why go public via SPAC? And I ask this question in light of what Tom has said to us before, and he has said, and this I believe is a quote, or approximate quote, the crypto world has created a backdoor to IPOs. I don't see why an ordinary, he said non-blockchain company such as Plaid can't simply just list an ERC-20 Ethereum compliant governance token, skip the whole pain of going public. Was that ever a thought in your mind, Brendan, that there was a way of raising money without using the traditional financial markets?
Absolutely, and it's a great question. As you mentioned, the crypto thesis is all about allowing people to have economic exposure to the projects that they're associated with. And so that was really important to us, and that's why we're going public simultaneous with our launch. When it comes to why did we choose to actually do this on the NYSE as opposed to just issue a token, there's a lot of regulatory uncertainty around the status of some of these tokens, which creates some jurisdictional hurdles and exclusions of certain types of parties, and a lot of just regulatory uncertainty for the company, but also the investors. So we thought that this was a tried and true avenue that would unlock new types of capital for the business, but give retail investors the most protections and access to holding a piece of our company.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.